pretty much what's your why? What inspired you to pursue a career in technology innovation and business development? So what was your why, and how did it come about?
Okay, thank you very much. You see, this particular question is something that a lot of people are curious about. Most of the time, anywhere we have a serious conversation, people come up with this question. So today I will try my best to make it as short as it can be. So
Awesome.
my inspiration came from seeing how technology itself can solve real societal problems. Growing up,
That,
I observed inefficiencies in business processes. For example, you can see a tax that businesses often do repeatedly, like a tax that can be automated. You will see about 10, 15 people doing that particular tax over and over again. Am I audible, please?
yeah, yeah. Please go on.
Okay. So even in government settings, you will see a tax or processes that can be automated and will have up to 10 people carrying out this tax every day. When I realized how digital tools could simplify and automate and also scale solutions, I knew this was my path. Technology gives us the power not to just build businesses, it builds impacts. And this is what drives me every day.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
The need for efficiency, the need for um, enhancing business operations by
Operations, yeah.
not just using new tools, but also automating existing processes.
Existing
So
workflow and processes, yes.
yes. So considering it's sort of what's the word, a conversation format. So majority of my questions would sort of be how would I put it, would stem from what you've already said. So, what in your experience so far, what would you say is the major, would I say, setback or barrier with regards to businesses not adopting automation? Because, like you said, it looks like if anyone hears about this, oh, I can simplify my workflow, I can, well, quote and unquote, reduce my number of staffs, my overhead count, and the likes.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yeah.
a win-win for everyone, well, except
And for the
the staff.
business.
Yeah. So, what do you think leads to that hesitation or lack of implementation by businesses with regards to
Okay.
automating some of their processes?
Okay. Now you said it looks like a win-win for the business except the staffs. Now
Yeah.
here comes the part for the staffs. Like for example, I'll use for instance a product designer from the tech angle. Being a
Yeah.
product designer, being a product designer and you don't know how to use some of the latest AI tools will make you feel outdated among your peers. And even people that are supposed to give you job will not want to work with you. In this regards now, the AI tools that people often say are taking jobs from people is something that we can use to enhance our processes itself, even as an employee to a company. I don't know if you get
Yeah.
that.
I'm with you.
Yeah, so if you're working and you don't know how to use some of these tools, at the end of the day, you'll be outdated even in your own field.
Yes, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going to we're going to still continue on that, but just for the businesses, I was hoping if
Yeah.
perhaps you could just highlight maybe one or two factors that are responsible for some businesses hesitating in adopting some of these latest technologies or automations. So specifically
Okay.
on the business angle, yeah,
Okay. For the businesses, sometimes okay, we'll just see what happened. Let me use what happened to Nokia as an example. When Android came into the market, Nokia was reluctant to adopt the technology, and we all knew at the long run what happened to them. They were operating on a system that was widely recognized. Am I audible? I can't still hear you now.
yeah, you are, yeah, you are.
Hello. Okay. Okay. They were operating on a system that was widely recognized, and they felt they have market autonomy. And when latest technologies came into play, they refused to adapt to those technologies. And at the long run, nobody was using Nokia again. So this is the same thing that's happening to businesses. When somebody wants to, let's say, for example, an investor wants to come into a business, maybe for partnership, and is saying that these are processes that can be simplified. These are things that the business ought to have simplified, because we know AI is a tool, and once you give instructions, the accuracy is 100%. They don't lag, they don't skip, they don't forget like humans will. So if a business that is supposed to automate just a simple process have not done that, it will not only make them to lose contact, they will also lose businesses.
I see.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So it's more of when businesses get super comfortable, they become reluctant in adopting some
Reluctant
of the.
to
I see.
yes, yes.
So back to the staffs, because at the end of the day we can all say, oh, technology advancement would lead to business efficiency, but at the end of the day what business efficiency pretty much means is more profits and less staffs. So how do what's the word staffs, how do workers stay updated with current trends in technology advancement and the like? Because it seems like every now and then, every couple of months, you hear new technologies out in the market, and it's almost as if there is this rat race with regards to upskilling yourself. So, how would you, how have you, in your own experience, stay updated with regards to these new trends, and what suggestions would you give to
Okay.
others?
Pretty much. Thank you very much. Pretty much. Most of the times there's a saying that the day you start learning is the day you die. So learning never ends. And staying updated requires intentionality. So for me personally, I follow up tech publications. I attend webinars and industry conferences that are related to my field. You can't just stay one place and feel you will be updated. Google will not update you. It's when something has happened that you will see online, you see the news. So meeting people that are in the same field as I am, and I continue to learn from people around me that are doing the same thing I'm doing. Also, up to this moment, I still take online courses. I still take wants to get my hands on other experiences that I have not. Any new tools, even if it requires paying for them, I do that often just to get the experience and know where I can use them. So I would say for the staffs and everybody in the tech space, you must continue learning. Learning never ends. It's a continuous process. So is technology.
Yeah, true. Almost reminded of that. Is it saying that the moment you see it on the news, it's pretty much old news.
Yes, that's just the facts.
It's
Because
pretty much old
when
news.
it's
It's
on the
already
news, it's already because the moment you see it on the news, there's a new technology. I bet you.
true, true, true. So you've already outlined some practical aspects with regards to staying uh current with regards to trends. So be it attending conferences, business meetings, networking
Yeah.
sessions, going to conferences, even taking online courses,
Yeah.
even whether free or not, it's definitely going to
Yes.
be worth the investment, right?
Yes.
So back to your job title, or rather how you describe yourself. You said as a business innovator. So if it's not too much trouble, can you further expatiate how you would describe that role for someone hearing that for the first time? Like business innovator, like how's this different from the traditional entrepreneur, for instance?
Okay. I refer to business innovator as somebody who sees opportunity in any lagging space. Let me explain that. Like, you can get to somewhere, you will see a problem and just lament about it, and you go. But for me, when I'm in a space where there is a problem, I think about the possible solution for that problem and how is
Mm,
best to solve that problem.
I see.
So I see business
And
in almost every issue that I encounter.
I mean, now I'm curious. I'm sure the audiences are also curious. Of course, some of us listening probably thought of an encounter or two, past encounter or two that we've experienced, and they're like, this could definitely be done in a better way. But like you said, majority of the time, it's just after you lament and then you get what you want. It's like, you know what, I'm never getting here again. Bye bye.
Yeah. Yes.
Could you be more practical, or perhaps just give us an example or two of some
Example.
of these crazy ideas? Yeah.
Okay. There was a time here in Abuja, I went to a restaurant. I had to order food and wait for their waiter to pack my food and bring for me at my table. It took them so much time to bring the food because there were so many people waiting. And
Ah,
at the long run, they will not even know who came first or who came second because there's no record for that. They just you order your food, give the slip to the waiter, she goes in to get your food.
yeah.
So at that instant, it occurred to me that we can simplify this process and even this much number of waiters can be reduced. And what we did, I personally with my team built a system where you get to the restaurant, scan a barcode, order your food without even talking to anybody. Make the payment while you are seated there, and your seat number and everything is recorded on the system. They just bring the food to you. They can start
Interesting.
packing your food without even seeing you. That's
I mean,
simplifying the process.
yeah, I'm definitely curious. How did that go beyond creating the solution? Did the restaurant actually take it up, like implement the
Yeah,
system you
they
had
did, and
created?
they are still using the solution up to date.
Oh,
We are
nice,
presently on the version 3 because we have to make it go live where people can actually order food from the comfort of their home.
nice,
We
nice. I'm
started
sure
the
this is going.
solution by we started by just a system where you can scan and place an order for your food while you are at the restaurant. But along the line, when I presented to the management of the restaurant, they invited me and my team for a full presentation, which we did, and they bought the idea. They paid for the solution, and we started working with them. So along the line, we also told them that this can also be upscaled,
Yeah, bro.
and
Yeah.
people can order food from your restaurant from their home. And they also we went ahead. We are presently on version 3.
Nice. I mean that's definitely a real success story. I mean, I wasn't sure how that led, so that was why I was curious. Because
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
you present these solutions to business owners and they're like, no, we are fine with the way we run things, or perhaps they
Okay,
don't
yeah.
see
Okay.
from the angle you highlighted.
I get that. I get that. Most times, what we need that part. Most times, what we need is innovators are not putting themselves out there, and for
Mm,
business owners to work with you, they need trust. They need competence. So if they don't see that in you, even if you're having the best proposal, they won't want to work with you.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
So
So
presentation also matters. It's not
yeah.
enough that you recognized the problem, you've built a
No, no,
possible
no, no,
solution.
no,
Also,
no,
how you
no.
present this
Okay,
matters.
like when we started, you said you looked me up on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
Imagine going to my LinkedIn and not seeing all of those things there.
True, true, true.
Yes. So
Uh,
when you make a proposal, these people will look you up. They want to see what you've done, what is out there, what your company is all about.
that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
So, speaking on technology innovation and business developments, what are some of the challenges you've faced, and as much as possible, personal challenges, and perhaps how you were able to also overcome them?
Okay. One of the biggest challenges I've experienced personally was limited funding.
Mm,
Yeah, limited funding. I say this always. and also talent gaps. You can have an idea that you know this is going to go far, and you won't be able to create a team that will work with you. A team in the sense that maybe you need uh a React developer, somebody who is
Yeah.
really solid, not a junior developer. And they too, they are looking for money. Everybody is looking for money. You already have the funding
Oh,
challenge. You already have the funding challenge. And you now be like, okay, let me create a team that can work with me. You put out probably flyers. Everybody that's applying is telling you he wants you to pay him 1.5 monthly, he wants to pay him 2 million monthly. You're already handicapped by not having the fund. You have the desire to build this, you have the dream, and the talent is not there. So sometimes it's really, really difficult to handle those two. But when you have your fund at hand, you can even employ somebody, even from somebody that just graduated from Harvard or somebody from Silicon Valley. Once you have your funds, you can actually work at your pace. So for me, most times, the challenges are either funding or talent gaps.
funding, talent gap, and how, of course, the problem with funding, the solution is definitely funding also. But
Yeah.
how have you been able to mitigate some of these issues? Because at the end of the day,
Okay.
these problems would definitely be there. I don't think there's at any point would reach where you'll be like, oh, I have all the money I need. It's
To
everyone is
build it.
always looking
Yeah.
for money at the end of
For
the day.
money.
So, but
Yeah.
how have you been able to
So
manage
um
things, sort of challenges?
what I've done that has helped me manage that challenge is building a micro SaaS, where a system where I know I can build all by myself, put it out there, market it effectively, get some funds from there. Because SaaS is just building a software as a service. So people pay to use those services. So the little money you gather from there, you can use it to do a bigger project. Because most times
Mm.
waiting for an investor, you can wait forever. Most
And the
times when
investors would
people,
also need track records also. So if
yeah,
you don't have
that's
any,
where I'm coming to. That's where I'm coming
yeah,
to. So since you've built a micro SaaS that people are already patronizing, and you're using that money to fund your project, for your investor to come now, investor want to see traction. Nobody wants to invest on a baby project, not
yeah,
anymore. Because most times people who start small are the fastest to fail, because when they see money, they blow it all. That's when they will remember their dream car is GLE. Yeah, they will forget the dream they had because they've seen the money, forgetting that they've not even started.
true.
So
Um, okay,
it's just to get traction, get money from a smaller project and finance your bigger project. You will see investors running to you.
I see. So, moving forward,
Yeah.
I mean, I still have a number of questions for you. Are you still there, sir?
Okay. I'm with you.
So, what opportunities do you see for entrepreneurs and businesses really in this technology space that we are in at the moment? What opportunities? How do you view the opportunities?
Oh, there are a lot of opportunities, my brother. There are a whole lot of opportunities. There are there are several opportunities just where you can key in and milk. The opportunities abound. We have AI driven solutions, a lot of them, digital payments, a whole lot of them, e-commerce, healthcare, edtech, agrotech, logistics, all as automations. And they are, let me say, they are the order of the day. So there is no solution you build around this that people won't patronize, either
Mm.
as a SaaS or as a personal product. People must patronize. Because I saw a system recently that was launched, an automated health system where you can even chat with an AI, tell the AI what you're feeling, and it checks the record. They've trained the AI, it checks the data and brings out a possible solution for you. If it's not in the database, it will refer you to a consultant. And I think most hospitals now are trying to buy into that technology
I mean, especially considering how we are definitely short on health workers in the country,
in
and
the
then
country presently, because
also
even the ones
how
that are
they are
supposed
being
to stay,
treated.
they are running away
Exactly.
to another country.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think is it brain gap they call it, or I've forgotten the name they gave it. But yeah, it's definitely something that, as much as possible, if there's a centralized health record, and um, you having to force, if your symptoms can be diagnosed without having to meet the doctors, then that would definitely be a game changer, because it would reduce the amount of people, or the bottleneck,
People
or
queuing
load
up in the
rather.
hospital.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we get to that point. Where, just like the banking industry, I imagine some decades back, everybody does banking at the banking hall, but now people would rather, like, going to the bank is like so stressful that it's like an itch. You're like, no, 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 I don't have to go to the bank. You should be able to resolve everything, whether on the app or via customer care. It would be
But yeah,
interesting to
yeah.
see if the
Yeah, even
medical.
now you can do cross-border payments from the comfort of your home. That's something
Exactly,
exciting. Yeah.
exactly. It would be very interesting if perhaps the medical industry could undergo such what's the word? Did I say revolution? That's probably a big word, but yeah, that improvement. Already interesting enough, I know some. I think this our doc or something is doing something regarding that. Clafia is doing something regarding that. But yeah, exciting times. Like you said, it's just if businesses can really be open to adopting some of these solutions,
Some
and
of these
also
solutions, yeah.
business innovators should go out there, put themselves out there, the, whatever their dream are, whatever the improvements they could possibly see, it wouldn't come by just thinking about it, complaining, and then not doing anything on it. The businesses will
Yeah.
also need to see proof of concept before
Concept,
they
yeah.
accept. It's just like your restaurant example. Also, moving forward, so this is a bit out of the questions that we've prepared. So, considering, okay, let me not phrase a question like that, but what are your thoughts with regards to, mm, just 1 second, I'm trying to think of the best possible way to frame this question.
Okay.
Uh, with regards to being a business innovator, would you say this is something that is that could be taught? Aha, would you say this is something that is learned, or this is something that one is born with?
Okay, I think it came out of a great desire to make things easier. I think it's on a personal note, but in some of our classes, because at my organization we also run a tech training and academy, and I always
Yeah,
tell the students, you don't just learn graphics and say you're a graphic designer and that is it. For me, things don't work that way. I love to have
yeah,
a knowledge of almost, if not everything, almost everything. That's why today, if you're working with me and you make a mistake, I can correct you on your own field, which is not my field, because I have the idea. So being an innovator is more like having everything all together, having all the skills all together.
I see. And
Yeah.
with regards to upskilling, what's the role of traditional business? What would you say the role of traditional business education is? Because as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, So this is pretty much organized by Provenance Business School. It was pretty much launched some couple of months back, and the goal has been to not be the traditional business schools where ideas are sort of not correlated with the reality. It's almost as if academia is going on one direction and then the industry is
Yeah.
going on direction. So that's why I had initially asked, in your opinion, are business innovators born, or is it something that you are born with, or something you actually learn? Is it something that can be learned? So, what advice, what recommendations would you give to the academia? Because it is our opinion, it is my own personal belief that the academia and the industry needs to work hand in hand together to create a prosperous environment for everyone. It would do no one any good if both both the industry and academia are going in different directions. For example, the academia trains students, but then the students come in to I don't want to say the reality, but they come into the real world and they find out that all what they've learned are not necessarily applicable. And then the industry also they do not want to start spending much with regards to retraining staffs from the very
Retraining. Yeah.
you definitely need someone that can join in and get things running as soon as possible. So if there is no union between the academia and industry, it will definitely hurt both sides. So what are your thoughts, suggestions with regards to our current educational, specifically business education programs? What do you think about them? What advices, what recommendations do
Okay.
you have to share?
I think on a personal note, I think most traditional businesses should collaborate with technology startups or innovation hubs. I think that is the best way the traditional uh, businesses can know what is presently in trend, what exactly, how can they tailor their syllabus to match up with the present reality.
Mm,
Because you can't tell me um the curriculum you were using from 10 years ago is the same thing you're using now, and you want your students to graduate and thrive in the present day reality. That's unless you want to be lying to yourself. So if
yeah.
you are having partnerships with technology startups, once in a while you can have meetings to engage them to know how it is on the field, what is going on the field, and how from there you can learn how to improve on your own personal notes and what you push out to your students. And if you're partnering with innovation hubs, you can even take your students out on ITs. From there, they will have hands-on experiences. When they are back, they'll know where and where they need to improve, what they are lacking. And from that exposure, they can make some reasonable friends, make some connections, organize workshop and seminars, bring those from the field to mingle with your students. During the workshop, give startup founders or CEOs the opportunity to speak. At least they will come out from their experience, what is paining them deep down, and what they are going through. They will be able to express themselves at the course of the seminar. So I think serious collaboration within between the schools and these hubs would make a lot differences.
Awesome, awesome. And just doubling or furthering on what you've just said, you said from your own point of view, collaboration with, at least from the academia point of view, collaboration with technology companies and innovation. Yeah,
Innovation
basically,
hubs.
yeah, innovation hubs is one way to address this issue of making sure that graduates do not finish and then come in and see that, oh, the world they were preparing for was maybe 10 years back, and then the reality is actually much more advanced. So what are some of the best practices you would suggest with regards to collaborating with technology startups? What are some of the best practices or perhaps lessons, maybe in the course of career you've had to collaborate with maybe the academia or maybe a fellow
Okay.
or a similar technology company, what are some of the best practices you would suggest?
Okay, for the best practices, I think a clear communication and shared goals. Because if you've not stated what you want, even if you are collaborating, I think everybody will end up wasting their time. Shared goals. I
Mm.
have a dream. I have a zeal that this is what I want to do. This I want to impact, and I want to do this. I want to do that. And you can absorb that into your system as an organization. I say, okay, if I partner with Mr. XYZ with this is goals on the table, I think my students will be of a great benefit from what Mr. XYZ has in stock to do. So, and flexibility. You can't have a collaboration where your own system is not flexible or where you're not ready to adapt to the to a new system other than what you're already having. And I think willingness to experiment for startups, tech startups brings all the agility and innovation because they are young, they are vibrant. Most of the 99% of the tech startups are owned by young people. Even the ones that are owned by those in the mid age are also being run by young people who are still agile and very innovative. Sometimes when you see tech solutions, you'll be like, wow, who thought of this solution? Are you getting me?
I'm with you.
Yeah. So while established organizations bring stability and resources, because most established organizations they already have the funding, they are already stable, they already have their things going on. They just want to upscale. When both the innovation hubs and startups with the established organizations work side by side, each other's strengths result to be exceptional. That's just it. Because when they have the stability and the resources, and this the startups already have the innovative mindset and they are young and vibrant, and these two come together to work hand in hand, carry my goals, let me carry yours. I think the result will be exceptional. So yeah, that's what I have to say on that.
I see. So clear communication and willingness to
Experiments and shared goals. Are you there?
yeah, yeah. I think you just suddenly went off.
Am I back? Or is it my
Yeah, yeah, you're
network?
back. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, I was
Okay.
saying,
All right. All
so
right.
pretty much you mentioned that clear communication and willingness to experiment is would at the very
And
least
shared
lay the
goals.
groundwork.
And shared
Yeah.
goals. Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to check the YouTube what's the word link because it looks like we have a number of viewers there. Aha, so
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So just to okay, thank you to for insights. All right. So for those of us that are watching live on YouTube, in case you have any questions, comments, you need any clarifications, please be free to share them on the comment section. I will definitely be back to look at it in a couple of minutes. So that way, our speaker can do justice to them because as probably um where this would be a less than an hour session. So if everything goes well, we should be wrapping up by 6 p.m. or just before 6 p.m. thereabouts. So in case you have any questions, please feel free to share. So that's been done. Moving forward, I'm just checking the questions I have here, and
Okay.
also yeah. So just 1 second. Whilst our speaker is probably taking a drink or something, and yeah, our audiences are typing their question, a brief reminder of some of the courses we currently have at Provenance Business School. And we'll definitely be kickstarting by January, I think 6th or January 26th. Just 1 second. Let me confirm that. So some of the courses we have planned are data analytics, product management, project management, digital marketing, financial modeling. I would be getting the link and sharing with everyone shortly. Let me just type that out. 1 second. It's provenance school.com, but the school is with SCH. So just 1 second. It's currently loading. So I'm just going to put it on the YouTube channel, on the YouTube chat area. So for those of us that are watching, kindly take a look at it perhaps after the webinar. So we plan to launch even more than that. And as our speaker rightly suggested, when it comes to business education, they have to be, it's very important for there to be collaboration with the industry. And that's why our curriculum actually industry led. We have all our instructors are actually from the industry, or majority of them are from the industry. So that way, we're actually learning of best practices and current practices. Just a reminder, some of the current courses we have: digital marketing, data analytics, estate management, project management, financial modeling, and they're all kickstarting by January 3rd, and you can definitely still get it at the launch price, which is still limited, which would go like, which is just for a limited period of time. So please feel free to check it. The website again is provenancesch.com. I've shared it on the chat. Okay, so sorry about that, um, Mr. Humphrey. Just had to plug that in. Okay, so
Yeah.
moving. Yeah. Oh, awesome. So I just saw that it's already even been shared, so you can see it on the screen. So moving forward, Mr. Humphrey, uh,
Yeah.
can, with regards to technology innovation and all, there's almost that myth that you cannot necessarily predict the future. I don't know if perhaps any forecasts had it right with regards to what we are currently experiencing, especially the rise of AI and the likes. So, but regardless, we all have intuitions, we all have expectations with regards to what the future would hold. So, if it's not too much trouble, could you perhaps share some of uh, trends you think would still stay true? For example, in the next 5, 10 years, what are some of the technologies you think would still be active? What are those you think would have probably been replaced? Or maybe if you have any new technology you're also rooting out for. This is just a random question.
Okay. For technology and innovation per se, most times no technology is coming out that is new.
Mm,
Everything has been in existence, just that we don't know or we don't use them. AI today that everybody said AI, AI, AI. AI is not a person. AI is
yeah,
improvement on a model that is already in existence.
yeah,
So I don't think technology can't be outdated, but it can be overwritten. Just like I made an example of Nokia not adopting Android system, sticking to their
yeah,
Symbian and all they were having before because they had the market. So the Android system override the system that was already in place. So I think in the next 5 to 10 years, artificial intelligence and automation will still remain valid and very, very necessary because most of our business processes now we are tailoring them towards this. And saying you will leave AI or business automation right now is like saying you want to leave your business. Down to communication. If as little as WhatsApp messages for a business account can be automated, I think every other thing that can be automated will still remain being automated because I can be sleeping and somebody will chat me on my business account and my WhatsApp is there responding to message like I am the one. Even down to pricing. Because I've given it a model that will respond like it is me, down to negotiations. Blockchain technology and digital identity. Blockchain technology will remain valid even in the next 10 to 20 years. That has also come to stay.
I see.
IoT, Internet of Things, has also come to stay. Robotics, advanced robotics. Now we are seeing where they are even doing as complex as surgical operations using robots. Somebody will be in India and is performing a surgery in China. So those are some advanced systems, and those has also come to stay. It's just that from this part of the world, we are yet to get to that level.
Yeah,
So I think these few ones I've mentioned are really systems or innovations that even in the next 10 years, we are still working on how to best use them. Because if down to AI, we are still learning how to use them.
of course.
We have not fully uh, experienced this system. We have not fully consumed them.
And speaking, I mean, what you just said actually leads me to ask a question that I think I'm a bit interested in. So, there's always that, how do I put it? But I should probably not have started with, there's always. So there's that belief that, of course, Africa, Nigeria, we are developing countries and all. Some of these technologies and the likes um, would have already been existing, would have already fully matured before we begin to catch up on it. So I'm talking about things like be it economics, be it industrial revolution. But there's that notion that with technology, it's different because technology has no barrier that we could pretty much leapfrog or just jump into our way and catch up with the rest of the developed world so long as we have the talent and all. So what are your thoughts with regarding that? Because again, like you mentioned, some of these technologies are already here, but we are not necessarily exposed to it. So for example, now we could, speaking of AI at the very least, we see on the news every now and then these 100 billion, billions of dollars of investments that are being done in these developed countries, but you hardly hear news about such in whether Nigeria or whether the rest of Africa. So how do you think this would play out in the next couple of years? Would we also fall back and then still be dependent on these developed countries with regards to artificial intelligence and perhaps other emerging technologies?
Okay. Thank you for that. Prior to this time, even the government was not helping as regards technology. We were not appreciating homegrown system or innovations up until now that we are having young minds, young innovative minds in offices, like what the minister for digital economy is doing. He has taken Nigeria all over the globe, and I've seen partnerships between Nigerian government and other countries that are more like of incubative programs where Nigeria developers or Nigeria innovators are being taught, because the a white man will not give you his money when he doesn't he's not 100% sure you can
Mm.
deliver, and they are seeing us like we are backwards. So how will they now stand up and give us investment when they don't feel like we know our onions? So until you are out there, until we are putting our ourselves out there, I don't think the world will accept us. Even now, if you said you should talk about countries that are making serious innovations in the digital space, both those that are home or diaspora, Nigerians will be ranked first three, because anywhere you go, you see Nigerians in the tech ecosystem. Any hub you go outside the country, you see Nigerians there. We have always been there, but we have not been regarded. We have not been given the accolade we are supposed to be given. That's why most times it's as if we are doing little or nothing. But
Yeah.
I can tell you from what I've seen firsthand, we are doing a lot and we are in a lot of spaces, but we have not been given the chance to prove what we can do. So on that note, on that space, if we can if we have like five Dr. Bosun in Nigeria, the tech ecosystem will grow faster than we think it is.
I see. So
Yeah.
it's still about honing the talent we have, collaborate, and it has to be not just a bottom up approach, but also a top to bottom
A
approach.
top to bottom
Government
approach,
has
yes.
a role.
Yeah, they have a
Government
role.
has a role to play.
Yes,
I s-
yes, yes. We can't just do it
I
alone.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So we have to do our part and also hope that the government does its part, and hopefully we don't lag in this AI adoption race. So I'm just
Yeah,
going to check
sure.
the YouTube again to see if perhaps there are any comments,
Okay.
questions regarding what has been or what is currently being discussed. So just one
So,
second.
okay. To add to what I just said, yeah, a good example
Yeah,
is the time other countries were adopting blockchain technology, adopting cryptocurrencies. Nigeria government banned crypto. And
yeah,
then any
yeah.
innovation that was in line with crypto or blockchain would not move as at that time. And people had invested money, people had designed technologies, people had built systems around that. And then you're looking for an investor. Nobody will come to you. They will say your state, your government already said they are not supporting this and it's a scam. And you're saying we should come and invest in you. So in all of this, we need everybody, all stakeholders, all round, including the government, to play a very serious and crucial role.
Awesome, awesome. So it looks like there are no questions on the YouTube stream. So I don't know if
Okay.
perhaps Dr. Asgraf, are you there? Perhaps you have any closing remarks you would like to share um, with our
So,
guest speaker. Are you there, sir? I'm guessing perhaps it's not there, but really it's been a wonderful discussion session, I would say. Oh, he has left. I hope that's a mistake. So I'm just going to wait for him to join us. All right, it looks like our guest speaker has probably left a bit early. But yeah, it's already 6 p.m., so we've officially reached the end of today's session, or rather this month's session. So thank you so much for making time to join us. See you next month with a different guest, a different topic. Oh, you're back, sir. I was already giving the closing remarks, thinking you had left. Perhaps that was maybe network issues also from your end. So I was just saying, perhaps if you could share any closing remarks with our guest, and then we call it a day. All right. So yeah, thank you so much again for joining us today, sir. We really appreciate you spending. Are you saying something? You are muted.
Yeah, sorry. I was talking, I forgot I was muted.
Ouch, ouch. Happens to everyone.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
Can
so
you
if
hear
you
me?
could share your closing remarks. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I was saying, I believe everybody on this call is interested in learning one digital skill or the other. And instead of just roaming around watching videos, unnecessary videos on YouTube without a clear roadmap, it would be best to get attached to an organization or a business school like Provenance Business School to have tutors who are also in the tech space and can give you a clear guidance on what to do and what not to do. And at the end of the day, you can get a job after your studies and being certified. I think that's all I
Awesome.
have to say. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And to you also for making time to be present here out of your business to do. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to having you also in future sessions. So thank you, and do have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.